Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Sunnyview School. First, I'd like to thank you so much for coming. It is our pleasure to have the minister here today. Before we get to that, I would like to introduce to you our trustee, Jerry Gershon. Welcome, Jerry.
Hello, everyone. This is a very, very special school, as you see, Minister, with unbelievably enthusiastic kids and staff that have tremendous expertise, but most of all, a very big heart. We often have very important people at the school, and particularly at Christmas time, when we have the Premier, Kathleen Wynne, who's a colleague of yours, at the school. She comes to the concert at Christmas, but she's not the important person. You see these windows up here? What happens is Santa Claus lands his sleigh on the roof, and you can see him walk along here, and the kids go crazy, the staff go crazy, and if it's at all possible, I'd like you to come back to see that occasion and get the vibes that are here that day. We're so honored to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jerry, and I accept that incredible and awesome invitation to come back to Sunnyview. Hello and good afternoon, bonjour. I want to thank everyone for being here today, and I especially want to thank Ted and Stephanie for welcoming me to your beautiful, beautiful school. It was so great to be with the students and to play curling for the first time. Tian showed me how to make sure I got the right angle, and it was really terrific. So I want to just say thank you. You're doing a fantastic job on behalf of all of our students. I want to take a moment to recognize that it is Pink Day today, and so it's an opportunity to talk about and to really promote diversity and inclusion. We know that Pink Day was started by students, and it's a movement that has swept across our country. And it's all about students' well-being and ensuring that all of our schools are safe, welcoming, and inclusive environments for all of our students. And I always enjoy saying that Ontario has one of the best education systems in the entire world. And our publicly funded education system is one that we should all be proud of. It's a system that is indeed, because of the incredible work of all of the staff, all of our education workers, our teachers, those who are in administration, and who keep our schools the best and most welcoming places possible for all of our students. And the great people in our education system is really what makes it a world-class system. But they also need support. Ontario's support. Without sufficient resources and investments, our school systems could not function in the way that it does. And that's why I'm here today, to speak about how we're increasing our investments in students and schools across our great province. So today, I am happy to announce that Ontario is increasing its investments in students and schools. This coming school year, total education funding will increase to $23.8 billion for the 2017-18 school year. That's an increase of approximately $879 million. And I am so pleased to say that per pupil funding will also rise by $432 on average to $12,100 per student. Since 2003, that's an increase of 68%. This growth in funding reflects our government's commitment to give schools and school boards and students the resources and the support that they need to succeed. Essential to that success is an ongoing commitment to a strong, stable funding for our publicly funded education system. That stability is thanks in part to numerous contract extensions with teachers and education workers. These agreements provide an additional 2 years of stability in our education system and reflect the government's commitment to student achievement and to well-being. These agreements establish new investments to reduce class sizes, provide boards with additional staff to support students with special education needs and students at risk, and also to support local needs. There will also be a 3% increase for community use of schools. This will enable boards to reduce rental rates for space used by communities after school. After all, these investments and these agreements will ensure peace and stability in our education system. And they will help Ontario students and families to experience smaller class sizes, more staff in special education needs, and of course, a focus on our local communities. In closing, I want to say that I am proud of our continued progress on behalf of students. And these labor agreements are a reflection of that. Both of these are essential to preserving our world-class, publicly funded education system and furthering our goals to help every student to reach their full potential. I firmly believe that all students should have the opportunity to succeed, and all students should have the ability to pursue their dreams, like our students that we met here today at Sunnyview. If we remain committed to these ideals and provide students with strong, stable funding, we can surely take our education system to even greater heights. So I want to once again thank all of our dedicated and our committed education workers across our entire system here in Ontario for the work that they do on behalf of our students each and every day. Thank you and merci, and I am now pleased to take your questions.
Minister, I have a question about the York Region School Board. There's a meeting tonight in the wake of the findings yesterday. I guess the question, and we're hearing this from some residents about the Director of Education, considering the culture of fear out there that we're hearing, is it time for that person to step aside?
So I have, it's important to recognize that I required an expedited review. I received that report, and after careful consideration, provided 22 directions to the York Region School Board. And some of those directions were effective immediately. I know that they've already begun to respond. And my clear direction to this board is that they get the board on track to support student achievement and student well-being, and to ensure that our schools are an environment of equity and inclusion. As it relates to the director, I've asked for an immediate review, 360-degree review of the director and his performance, as well as ensuring that the contract is in keeping with the other directors' contracts across our school boards in Ontario. Further, I've asked for the board to ensure that there is an appropriate policy in place that is transparently posted for recruitment as well as the appraisal of the director of school boards moving forward. So it's really important that as these directions have been provided to the York Region District School Board, that I give the time for the board to follow those directions. I am going to be monitoring that very closely to ensure their compliance. If at any time I have concerns about their ability to comply, we move to the stage of investigation.
Would you have to move to the stage of taking over that board if they don't meet your timeline?
So once, if I have concerns that they can't meet these timelines, we move to investigation and then supervision.
What are the timelines that are in place right now that you're going to be monitoring it?
I'm going to be monitoring that very closely, and they will have to report back to me on a regular basis.
And how, in terms of timelines, what are they actually in terms of 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now? What can you say about it?
There are timelines that actually were effective as of 24 hours, and they have met that timeline for providing employee assistance program support for all employees of the York Region District School Board. There are other immediate actions that I've asked for, such as the review of the director's contract and ensuring that they begin the process of re-engaging the community and to rebuild public trust in the York Region District School Board.
Is it our understanding the director's contract is 10 10 years in length? Do you know that? Or-
So the board of the York Region District School Board is responsible for negotiating the contract with the director. It is an unusual contract in that it is of 10 years length.
Couple more questions? Okay, thanks everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks very much for being here.